Hey everyone, yes, we're going to get started right away. Thank you so much for letting me come and be a co-host for today's meeting. And look at you guys, you're ready to get started. So we're going to just do a morning check-in on our Jamboard right here. We're going to say, how are we feeling today? So what you want to do is you want to click on your Jamboard and please select a sticky note. So that's right below the big circle with an arrow. You can make a sticky note. And I see some of you guys have already changed the color and you're writing how you're feeling today using a rational number. And
add some names to that. I would love, and let everyone learn how to edit the sticky note, and you can add to it. Hey, I'm going to take off chat for a second until you guys can. There you go. Oh, great. Thank you. It's in classwork. Someone said, where is it? It's Google Classroom. Awesome.
Great. And I like the way that Curtis kind of shrunk down his sticky note so it wasn't so big to leave room for everybody else. And then what I want you to do is place your sticky note on the number line. So make sure it matches up. So Crystal's just doing that right now. She's doing a phenomenal job. She said she's feeling +5. Very cool. Crystal, tell me why you're feeling +5 today. What's going on in your world?
I'm a little busy and tired, but like I have fun here.
Oh, that's so great. You have fun in class. That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. And you're feeling a little busy and tired. I can relate to that. I'm going to check in with my friend Greg because he is at a +10. Whoa, what are you doing, Greg?
I just feel happy.
Yay. What is the secret to happiness, Greg? Tell us. Give us some insight.
I say going to class.
Going to class. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, we're filling our brains with awesome knowledge and feeling good about ourselves, feeling productive. Those are all great things when we're learning, we're growing, and we feel like we're making good use of our time. I want to ask, who can tell me who is the opposite of Greg? If Greg is a +10, what would be the opposite of 10? +10.
-10.
Yes, and -10. Who is at -10?
Maria.
Maria, do you want to share what's going on today, or would you like to take a pass?
I just feel like this every day, which is normal.
Right.
And Miss Patricia, I had a -10 yesterday, and my goal was to connect and to encourage that one. And guess what? By the end of the day, I looked back, and they had moved their sticky note over to the positive because they were interacting and connecting with our class group. We have a great class group, and I made a special note to encourage. So we're going to see if we can connect with Maria, and that's fine. Sometimes we don't have good days. I've had plenty of those. But maybe if we try to connect and encourage, let's see if we can.
That's a great advice. But yesterday, I was feeling pretty low too. And then I said, what did I do yesterday that I could do differently today to make myself feel like I'm having a good day? So I actually woke up an hour early and exercised, because when I get some blood flowing and I stretch and I feel like, get my body moving, I notice that I feel better in my head. I feel mentally more alert and ready to participate. So that's why we're all here, you guys, is to support each other, to share our tips and strategies, because we're all learning and we're all growing. Great job, you guys.
And Dagan has a great comment. He said, can you not change my sticky note to make sure that if someone has a Post-it, that we let them keep their color and their style. So Dagam, I love the way that you said, hey, do a positive, like let's not move each other's sides. And I like the way you guys are learning to change the color and size of your own, but make sure everyone's there. And Miguel, I see your name there. I'm taking attendance by your names here, and that would be great.
All right, so let's move on to our second slide. And as Karen shared, if you notice that you're feeling differently as the class goes on, you can come back to that slide and change. So really all of what we're talking about today are rational numbers. And we looked at this number line. We have our whole numbers here. But what are some other rational numbers that we can include that are not yet on this number line? So we have two examples that I did. I did -9 and 9/10 with a line over. That means the decimal is repeating. And then I have 13/4, and I place that right between 3 and 4. Can someone tell me why 13/4 would go right between 3 and 4?
There's one.
And don't forget to write your name so we know who you are and what you contributed. So you have your participation for today. Great. So Crystal's doing my opposite. It's opposite day, Crystal. I hear that all the time from my kids. I have 3 kids, and they're always saying, Mom, it's opposite day. Do you guys say that, or is that just a trend at my house?
I don't know.
You don't do opposite day at your house?
No. It gets really strange because like every day is an opposite day sometimes. Like people do that. It's like, oh, today's opposite day, and the next day is also opposite day.
Well, I like that people are finding the opposite integers on our number line. That's very bright. That's showing me that you guys know about rational numbers. And I see people are coming up with different representations. So I see negative numbers and decimals. I'm wondering if somebody else can do an improper fraction like I wrote. I did one improper fraction, 13/4. Or if somebody could write the equivalent for 13/4 as a mixed number.
And Miss Snedeker or Mrs. S just gave you a challenge in the chat. Anyone show a percent?
Someone's like moving the number line.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Google Jamboard, you can't lock down images, you guys. So we're just going to all have to just give each other some grace and realize that it's going to move and be patient, which is hard. But if you just focus on your own sticky note, I think we'll be okay. How many students do we have in the class?
We have, and everybody is
25. There are 25 people.
All right, thank you, Sean. So it looks like some people still need to contribute.
Henry.
Henry. Thanks, Henry.
Yeah.
Okay, Curtis, tell me about your number that you put on the number line.
I put 7.5.
Okay, and where did you place 7.5?
I put in between 7 and 8.
Very good. Thumbs up if you agree with Curtis that 7.5 goes right in between 7 and 8. Show me your thumbs up.
You can do if you're off video, you do a virtual thumbs up, and we'd love to have you join us because it's wonderful to see you. Thumbs up.
All right. I like that someone put -5/10. Who did that one? That's a great one.
Wow. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
This is my...
I don't know if they want to share what they did in the chat. Someone want to explain why -5/10 would go in between 0 and -1? Someone want to explain that?
And you guys, this is exactly our notes this week. So you guys are doing an excellent job. Can someone explain? Oh, I like the way they did 7.5 and then someone did 7.5.
Oh,
and
wow.
They put it at the same location, the number line, you guys. You are learning the lesson. You're doing our lesson that's coming up. Ordering fractional numbers on a number line. This is great, Mrs. Dr. D.
Can someone build on that one? So we have 7 5/10, 7.5. What would that be as a percent? So we get the fraction and a decimal. What about a percent? Go for it.
I think Mrs. S will do this one. This is a challenging one.
Hey, come on in. I'm just on a meeting. Did we figure out what 7 5/10 would be as a percent? Who wants to make a guess? Thank you.
Wait, what was the question?
7 5/10 as a percent.
75%.
All right, Mrs. S put 750%. Mrs. S, can you explain that for us?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it bigger too. I'm learning Jamboards by just trying. I'm going to try to get, because 100% would be 1. 100% is the whole. So then I'm wondering what would 200% be equal to? Maybe what? In chat, 2. So 300% would be 3. 400% would be 4. So 700% would be around 7. And then I had to go halfway between. I thought, well, halfway between is 50%, like between 0 and 1. So I thought, 750% is the same as 7.5. And I see that with markup, like popcorn. It only costs them like 10 cents to make the popcorn, and they mark it up 750% and sell it for like $7, and it only costs them a little bit. So I see markup with bottled waters, like the water only costs a little bit, like a little few cents, but they sell it for like $1. So markup we're going to be talking about, and that would be an example of 750% markup.
Crazy. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Thank you, Mrs. S. Nicely explained. Here's a fun slide that I created for you guys. We talked about fractions, decimal, and percent. It's a fraction, decimal, and percent sort. So all of the little images at the bottom, you guys can move and manipulate. I can see some of our friends are already starting. And you can pick one of them and say which one of these is less than 1/2, equals 1/2, or greater than 3/4.
Wow, you guys are doing a really good job.
All right. Does somebody want to explain one of the images they moved and tell us why they put it where they did? Can we get a volunteer? Or I'm going to randomly call on people.
I told this class you're pretty chatty. Call on Jason.
Oh, good. Dagum is calling. Dagum has his hand raised. Dagum, thank you for raising your hand.
Okay, so I put 12 over 5 in.
You put it in, yes, I see that. You put it in greater than 3/4. I'm going to do the agree sign. I'm agreeing with our friend here. Have you guys done these signs? My daughter's class did. They do them for number talk. So if you agree with Dagum that's greater than 3/4, you can do the agree sign. Very good. And do you want to explain why it's greater than 3/4? Digum? I think we lost him.
Okay. Riri can share.
Okay, Riri, do you want to share?
Sometimes it helps to turn off the video and we can hear you sound better. That's kind of a payoff on Zoom. Or you can type. I can read the type. Janet, if you can follow our chat for us. Oh, Riri.
Yeah.
Okay, we lost Riri.
We know that.
Oh, you could type it in chat. Okay, Harold, I noticed that someone put 1 8/10 and less than 1/2. Do you agree with that or do you disagree? Who thinks that we should keep it there in less than 1/2? 1 8/10.
What would be really helpful is if you guys could put your thumbs up or hands up if you have your voice on that we can call on you. Sometimes, like, I know my good friend Bella is with us, but she might have noise in the background, she said today. So
okay.
Can you put your hands up that if you are willing to be called on? Because I told Ms. Dr. G that we could contribute and work together. You guys are doing a fantastic job honoring each other. So who has their voice that they can share? Greg does, Sean, Han, Gigi, do you have a place that you can share? I bet you can share. Thank you. I see a couple of thumbs up, hands up.
Oh, okay. Do you want to call on someone, Karen?
Sure. Gigi, which one did you place? What do you notice or what do you wonder? Are you able to share with us? I love your voice. No, thank you.
Okay. I'm wondering if 1/2, who can tell me what is 1/2 as a percent? If you could type that in the chat, or if you want to share, do that. What is 1/2 as a percent? We know that 100% is greater than 3/4, but what is 1/2 as a percent?
50%.
50%, excellent. Okay, guys, so I noticed that somebody had put 15% and greater than 3/4. And we know that 3/4 is greater than 1/2. So where do you think we should put 15%? Thank you. Yes, less than 1/2. Awesome. Good. Does anyone know how we see? I noticed someone also put 3 pennies and less than 1/2. Can someone type in the chat what would 3 pennies be as a decimal or a percent? Very good. Curtis said 3/300. Excellent. Thank you, Curtis. All right, you guys. Wonderful job. I think, does anyone have any questions or things that they want to share? Okay. Let's move on to the next slide, if that's okay.
Thank you, Crystal. Doing an
awesome job, you guys.
Leadership.
Great connections that you're making. We're going to actually get a chance to make our own at the end. Ooh. Right now, we're going to do a have you ever, I think. Where's the next slide?
You know what I like at the top? That is not an alligator. That's a move to the right. So you're right and left up there, Crystal. Can you go to the top? Yeah, right there. I see the right. Okay. That means greater than or to the right. It's a direction on a number line. It's not an alligator.
Right.
They are to the right or to the left. And that's great that we see that even in Jamboards.
So now we're going to make some real world connections, you guys, and play a game called Have You Ever? My kids and I do this all the time. Have you ever had birthday cake for breakfast? Or have you ever, and you could just type in the chat, have you ever had birthday cake for breakfast? No?
Yeah.
Have you ever jumped in puddles when it's raining outside?
Oh.
No? It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten your whole entire body covered in sand at the beach? Dug a big hole and put your body on the beach in there? My kids like to do that. Now it's fun. Never been to the beach. Love the beach. Great. So on our next slide, we're going to do a have you ever. And we're going to talk about have you ever used a fraction, used a decimal, or used a percent. And what I want you to do is just get a sticky note and share, and don't just say yes, but share how you've used a fraction, decimal, or percent. So for example, my kids and I made pizza the other day, and I have 3 kids, and it was a giant cheese pizza. So we used fractions to make equal share of the pizza that we cooked. All right. Excellent. So I like that Crystal's making a sticky note, and she's putting it out on how she used a fraction. So Crystal, if you want to try to think about how you've used decimals or percents. And the more specific you can share with us an example, the more we can try to make a connection about how we can see fractions, decimals, and percent in our world. All right. So Jason, I see that you said you use it a lot. So I want to hear how you use it. Tell me. What are some things that you like to do where you get to use fractions, decimals, and percents? All right. When you're doing a test, excellent. Or when you're working with money, excellent.
Yeah.
And Karen, Miss Snedeker gave us a great example earlier of how we can think about using a percent. So think about some other ways that you can also use a percent. We don't have any day traders on the call today, anyone? Trading some stocks in the morning before you jump on the computer? You can find the percent increase of your stocks or percent decrease. Is anyone? I was telling my son that he loves to play the game Roblox, that you can actually going to be pretty soon. They're going to be a publicly traded company. You can buy your own Roblox stock. So all that money that I've been spending for years on buying Roblox gift cards for my kids, I can now own a piece of the company. Pretty cool. And there's so much math in all of that, you guys. So it's the skills of fractions, decimals, and percents are really important. Yeah, Minecraft too. There's so much math in Minecraft and Roblox. If you play Fortnite, your dad's teaching about the stock market, Sean. That's great.
I don't think Minecraft has math. I think it's just logic.
There's actually addition. You can make arrays. There's multiplication. So when you're building, you can use repeated addition to make your own path. Excuse me. And then how else? There's actually an entire website dedicated to math in Minecraft.
The geometry of it too.
Geometry, that's right. Area, all sorts of things. Good. I love Sean's comment that a lot of things have math, but sometimes you don't realize it. Right. So part of being here and working in the class is so that we can activate our brain to be really intentional about where math is in our lives. And then we can think about math as a tool that we can use to be to accomplish things. So whether you're making a bookshelf or playing a game or cooking or even just planning out your day, right? Time, elapsed time, anything that you want to accomplish, you can think about in the context of math, and it can help you become more efficient and more successful. So great comments, you guys. All right, so let's see if we can put all of this in action. We're going to go to the next slide. And if you guys want to make some more connections while we're talking, come back to this slide here, slide 4. Karen, how are we doing on time?
Thank you. Let's go to the next slide and we get out. Jason, how are we doing on time? He's my time.
Oh, okay.
We get out at 20. We have about a half hour.
Okay, great. So I want to make sure we get through everything because I really want to see the last one.
Yeah.
Who's our slide keeper?
And I'm okay. We're done with the lasers.
Oh, Crystal, can you move to slide 5, please?
Okay.
Thanks, Crystal. All right, you guys. So here is our question. Would you rather have 1/3 of 100, 25% of 100, or 4/10 of 100? And so when you guys are working on this particular problem, I want you to think about how you can create a visual model or
just stop the lasers. This happened. If you need to be disrupted,
right.
You need to go to a different slide that we're not showing.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this if you want to answer your question and use a visual model to represent, or if you want to even solve the problem using the standard algorithm, that is great. So if I was to think of this rectangle being representative of 100, right? This is 100. Oops. Let me just have 1 minute showing, and then you guys can work on the tool, okay? And I want to find what is 1/3 of 100. You can take this visual model and break it up into 3 parts. And really, that is what we do when we are dividing. We make equal shares. So we try to make equal shares, and sometimes if it isn't an equal share, then we get stuck with a decimal or a remainder, which is actually a fraction, right, Karen?
Yeah, I'm watching people work. It's really awesome on GoGuardian, so thank you.
Yeah, so think about that. Once you have come up with a solution, then you could take your sticky note. Very good. And I like that somebody already wrote their explanation and post it. Would you rather have 1/3 of 100, 25% of 100, or 4/10 of 100? Remember, this is 1/3. 1/3 is only one part out of 3, okay? And 3/3 would make the whole entire 100. Okay? Now, in our second option, you guys, we have 25%. You can tell me, what is a good way to think about 25%? What does that represent? Think about quarters.
Or a close discount.
What's that?
Or a closed discount.
Or a closed discount. Good. I see somebody's making 4 sections of my rectangle. Very good. So each part represents 25. If I add 25 4 times, how much would that be altogether? 25 plus 25 plus 25. Yes, 100. Good. And I know you guys have been working on ratios. So you can also think of it as a ratio. Okay. So, and then our last section here is 4/10 out of 100. Nobody's written over here in this last section. So would you rather have 1/3 of 100, 25% of 100, or 4/10? Okay, so when I think of tenths, that means I have 10 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I had 4/10, 4 of these sections, 4 parts out of 10, how much would that be out of, 100? Okay, so please put your answer now. I haven't given you the answer, I just gave you some little food for thought. Okay, tell me what you would rather have, right? And write your name. Would you rather have 1/3 of 100, 25% of 100, or 4/10 of 100? So we're going to get a sticky note and just put your name.
And at the end of the day, it'll show me what percent of my students are on Jamboard. And they're doing a fantastic job. This is so engaging for them. Thank you.
Okay, you have about 1 more minute to write your answer. Okay.
Okay, you guys, you need to stop with the laser. I can see who you are, and I can just ask you to, if you have to scribble, go to a different slide, please. And thank you for those who are racing, and keep it positive in chat and say, let's contribute. Otherwise, I have to give you each your own to do. This way we can do it all together.
Yeah, and you guys are really lucky that you get to have this synchronous time together with the class. And then you get to work and think about math. And that way, when you are finished, you know what to do and how to do it.
Thank you for those erasing the pen. Let's use sticky notes and explain your reasoning, please.
So Sean said he'd like to have 1/3 of 100 because that is way more than 25% of 100. 25% of 100 is $25.
I see some people switching slides. Yeah. Andy, I just saw you make a good choice. Do you want to explain that? In my last class, people were moving their votes around. So everyone put your vote down. Which one would you like to have? And you can make a change. 1/3 of 100, 25% of 100, or 0.4 of 100.
And I see that somebody also finished my equivalent fraction. So if 4 out of 10 equals 40 out of 100. So those are equivalent fractions. And what we know about equivalent fractions is that they are the same. Okay. So, Curtis, do you want to tell us why you put 4/10 out of 100? 0.4 out of 100, Curtis?
That one because it's the most.
Okay, tell us how you figured out it was the most.
Because 4/10 is tenths, so basically each one is going to be 10. So that's how I figured I was 40 out of 100.
Yeah, exactly. So just like Curtis was saying, that each section of the graph, or each part of 100 has a value of 10. So think of like if you had a $100 bill and you got 10 tens to make 100. If you got 4 of those 10s, that would be $40. Great. And I'm glad that everybody realized that 25% of 100 would be the smallest value. So Okay, 1/3 is about how much dollars? Does anyone know? How much would be 1/3 of 100?
About $33.
Yeah, $33.33. Repeating. And if we add up 1/3 3 times, it'd be 99.99.
So everyone put their name on where they would like. Would they rather have 25% of 100, 1/3 of 100, or 0.4 of 100? And you can change it anytime you want. Great job. This is awesome, you guys.
All right, should we go to the next slide?
Wow, I see Nathan is already down purple slide, and Hans is already there, and Sean turned to the purple slide, both Sean, and Crystal's there. Harold's doing a great job. Giselle and Gigi are both on the purple slide. I love watching you guys. Henry, great job. You're right there. And Zara is on the right slide. So if you're going to use the laser scribble, don't be on the purple slide. If you need to do that, you go someplace else. But everyone's on purple.
Yes, wonderful job, you guys.
Thank you, Henry.
So now our next one, okay? And whoever gets this correct gets a free night of homework. So really think, put your thinking caps on.
Wait, what?
Yes.
No, I didn't hear you.
I said, if you get this correct, you can get a free night of homework. I'm giving you a free digital homework pass. I hope that's okay with Karen.
No.
Would you rather get homework, unless you really like homework, from 1/4 of 100 teachers, 3/10 of 200 teachers, or 40% of 80 teachers? Now, again, if you're getting stuck, I'm a visual person, you guys, so I need to look at it visually. I'm just going to make a visual model to represent each of these. So 1/4, I'm going to break it up into 4 parts. And then I just have to find out, what is 1 part out of 4? Again, think about quarters. Now we have 3/10, and if you want to write in there, you can. Out of 200. Okay, it's getting a little bit tricky, but I know you guys can do it. Now we're not just dealing with 100, we're dealing with 200. Okay. So if I was to break up this fraction model into 10 parts, how much would each part be valued at?
Good. Someone's helping you.
Good. Yes, great job, you guys.
What's going to be 10% of each one? Move the decimal point twice. I'm going to use my laser to show something in a positive way.
Right. So now if I like that. If this was each had a value of 10, and I go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, that would only get me up to 100. So 10 would be too small. What value would each of these fractional parts be so that when I did repeated addition, it would get me all the way up to 200? Okay? That's what we're doing. So 10 parts of 100 is 10. What would 10 parts of 200 be? What would 10 parts of 200 be for the second one? Who can help out there? It's not 30. That would be way too much, because 30 times 10 is 300, right? So that's too much.
I'm using the laser for good. Do you see my hint there? But I'm not scribbling. I'm highlighting.
All right. Oh, looks like somebody's getting it. 20. Very good. If each of these have a value of 20, what would 3/10 of 20 be? Okay. So that's what we're finding, is we're finding 3/10 out of 20. You can tell me what that is. And you guys are right that 1/4 of 100 is 25. But is 3/10 of 20 going to be bigger or smaller? We just figured out in our fraction model that each part of this model has a value of 20. So now we need to figure out what's 3 parts, or 3/10 of 200. Okay, so that's just 3 of those sections filled in. Yes. Now our last one is we're finding 40% of 80 teachers. So again, this is going to have a value of 80. Okay. And we want to find out what is 40% of 80. So if we think about 80 as a whole and think about it in terms of a percent, that 10% of 80 would be 8. I know that because I could just move the decimal. So what would 40% be? Thank
32?
you. Yes. How did you do that so quickly?
8 times 4.
Yeah, 8 times 4. Excellent. You guys are using your multiplication skills. That's why we love multiplication, because it makes addition more efficient. All right, you guys. So now we have the answers. Did anyone figure out what is 30% of 200? I know we talked about that for a while. How much would that?
60.
60. Very good. So would you rather get 1/4 of 100 teachers? It looks like everybody got that, which is 25. 3/10 of homework from 200 teachers, which is 60 teachers. Or 40% of 80 teachers, which, as our friend shared, 32. Okay, great job. Okay, can we move to the next slide? Does anyone have any questions, or is this starting to make sense to you guys?
It's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, right? You're starting to make connections?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're on slide number 7, you guys. Now, I just want to explain what we're doing here before you guys jump in. I know you want to move those awesome digit cards because they're so much fun. Think about how you can move these digit cards in to make a true statement. Okay, and I'll give you one. And if you want to do another one, if you have one, I want you to just chat in the type chat your name that you want to share one. And then I'll let you move the digit cards, because we can only have one person moving these cards at a time. Otherwise, it becomes overwhelming.
Can I share one? Yeah, can you do that?
Who wants to share one? I'm waiting to see who's following my instructions. Who is it?
Rihanna.
Rihanna, go ahead. So let's be respectful of Rihanna. We're only going to have one person moving the digit cards, and that's Rihanna. She's going to explain her thinking here. Thank you, Rihanna. And then if you want to share one, you can put your name in the chat and we'll call on you. So Rihanna's going to share, and then we'll have Curtis share, and then Sean.
And all of us can write the answer in the chat, right?
Yes. So Rihanna, when you're creating your problem, I don't want you to put the answer right away. I know you know it. Give us a little bit of wait time. So Rihanna's setting it up. She's saying, what is 1/2 of? Okay, tell us what we're finding 1/2 of, Rihanna. And then give us 10 seconds to try to find the answer, and then you can put the answer for us. Okay. All right. Great. Okay, guys, let's see who can be quick and efficient. 1/2 of 40, go. See if you can beat Rihanna. Okay, Giselle beat Rihanna. She got 20.
That was good. A little more wait time. Let us answer.
Yeah. 5 seconds. Like, give us.
Got it first.
Give us the 10-second
rule. To answer.
10-second rule. Okay, great job, Rihanna. Okay, Curtis is next. So let's have Curtis. Great job. Thank you, Rihanna, for cleaning up your cards. This is what I love about digital manipulatives is you don't get them all on the floor. One time I did perfect squares with Cheez-Its. It was just a hot mess.
Not the answer.
Yeah, not the answer just yet.
Thank you. 9/3 of 3. Nice. Oh, yeah, hide the answer. Wait, give everyone a chance. Do it in type. I'm checking chat. I'm going to say who's got chat. What is 9/3? So you multiply and then you divide of 3. Great. 9. You can go 9 times 3 divided by 3. You can say, you can put it over 1, 3 over 1, and you can do, let's not do the answer yet. Let's chat it, please. Chat the answer. Okay, maybe review really quick, Dr. D, about how to wait time. That's important to give people time to kind of think about it.
Yes, wait time.
There you go, Maria. Maria's chatting. Sean's trying to chat. Good job. So try to use the chat. Okay. Now, what's the answer, everyone? And what's some strategies? I'm going to use the laser for good. There is a good use for it. When I can circle up 3 over 3 or put it over 1. Sometimes I can do this when it's a fraction. And then I can see that you can multiply and divide. Okay, who's next?
Who's next?
Well, I think it's D.
Great. Who is this?
Sean. It's me.
Sean? Thank you, Sean. All right.
Okay. Make a fraction of a number and give us time to chat. Ooh, the denominator's 8. These are good. Okay, 1/8 of. Okay, everyone chat it.
Ooh.
Don't write it. This is a great one. What is 1/8 of? Crystal's got it. Curtis. Jason has it 3 times. Dagum's got it. Yay, Sean. Riri's got it. Yay. Wow, Harold's got it. Greg, Han, everyone. Nathan has it. Fantastic. Greg's got it again. Awesome. Awesome, you guys. Woo, happy dance. That's a good one.
And nice job remembering place value. Get your 0 in the right place. Dagum, were you next, my friend? I think you wanted to share one.
Yeah, I wanted to share one.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Great, go for it. And then we'll have Crystal. And then I think we need to move on next. We don't have a lot of time. I'm glad you guys are liking these open middle problems. Your teacher can.
I think I'll do this tomorrow for their Wednesday workday. IXL.
Yeah, these are fun.
Give us some wait time. Okay, 1/2. And then chat away. Well, don't put the answer yet, please. Please give us that wait time. I'm sorry, I didn't do it again.
1/2 of 8.
What is 1/2 of it? Curtis has it. Greg has it. Sean's got it. Crystal's got it. Both Sean's have it. It's 1/2 of 8. Everyone, what's 1/2 of 8? Greg, you made me laugh. He wrote 4 and then 4. Issel has it. Rachel, good job. Okay, should we try the next slide? Crystal, can you, are we doing one more? Awesome.
Okay, last one. Look at all that chat activity.
Let's repeat again. Don't put the answer yet. We want people to think and to chat. Ooh,
this is hard.
6 of 7. Let's see if someone can get that. That's a rational. No, don't put the answer. It's that. That's good. That's a rational number. That's not an integer. Okay. Let's see who can get that one. That's good. It's going to take time. That's why we're giving you time. You're right, Sean. Think time. So what's your numerator going to be? And what's your denominator?
Yes. So if you had a 7, you had 7 cookies and you were sharing them, what would 1/6 be? How much would everybody get? 6, sharing them with 6 people.
Wow, look what Greg wrote. We're using our brain power. And sometimes it hurts to use brain power. Like when we use our muscles, it expands our thinking. Is it more than 1 or less than 1? You have 7 cookies and you're going to share them with 6 people. Would everyone get at least 1? You're getting close. Crystal put 7 over 1. That's a good hint, Crystal. She said 7 is like, well, would we have remainders? Would there be crumbs left over? Could we use a fraction? Would you use a decimal? Wow. Janet, read the chat. It's just amazing. I would put, Crystal said put a 1 underneath the 7. That's what I would do. Yeah, daggum, we would have a remainder. So Sean's saying 1 point something. Good. That's a decimal. That's a rational number, Sean. What about a fraction? What about a decimal? I really love this one. This is part of 6th grade. You just started 6th grade. So we're going to keep learning about this, but this is good. Can someone move that 1 underneath it? And then I could multiply my numerator and my denominator. 7, and then thank you. Put it over 1. There you go. That helps me visualize it. And multiply the, it doesn't help. 1.6. It could be 1 and 1/6. It could be 1.1. Daggum, I love the way you're so respectful. You are such a wonderful person, Daggum, and you understand, like, you can respectfully and keep trying to get the answer. Okay, who shared this with us? Would they like to share this? You can write this as a fraction, as a decimal, and as a percent.
I think it was Crystal. Crystal, do you want to put the answer?
So we can go to, we have a whole nother slide, you guys. We got to go. There's some good answers there.
Oh, and she even put a decimal point. Very good. I had 1.16 with the repeating. 1.16. Anyone else have that? With the repeating 6. Someone said, can we round? Why not? Right?
Awesome.
Yeah, you can do that, the squiggly line that tells you that you're rounding it. Yeah. Do you remember that, you guys? Yes, right, Sean. It would be 1 2/10 rounded to the nearest 10th. Very good. All right. Should we move forward, Karen?
Yeah, please.
I don't want to. Oh,
I was going to do some notes today, and if you guys are contributing and learning, and we've got this amazing guest speaker, I'm going to let it go. And then Janet, they're going to have a lot of individual work time on Friday. I want to talk to you before we leave about Friday's plan.
All right, you guys. So now here is kind of an open. This is kind of our summative, sum it up assessment of what you guys learned. You get to create, using a sticky note, a fraction, decimal, and percent that would be on a number line between 0 and 1. Karen, is that correct?
Great. Hey, you guys, if you're going to use your laser, can you go to a different page? If you need to scribble, you choose to go to a different page. And I love that we're getting a 0.5. Would that be a fraction? Would that be a decimal? Or we're going to write that as a percent? Excellent. There you go. Awesome.
Beautiful.
And Sean has 1.6. That's going to go greater. How about, that was from our last question, Sean. He took 7.6 and brought it over to this page. Can you place it? Is that greater than 1? Or would that be between 0 and 1? Where would 1.16 ever be? Do you think you can make that? Is that greater than 1? Who just took 50%?
That's awesome.
And 5/10. You guys are doing today's lesson of this.
And you're doing it collaboratively.
As a decimal, as a percent to show equal value. Okay, someone else start another percent or decimal or fraction. 5/6.
Great.
Would that be greater than half or less than half? Oh, I like that. Put 70% where it goes. And the goal, oh my goodness, isn't this beautiful? Yeah, 5/6 is greater than half. Where would 70% go? Would that be a fraction, a decimal, or down on the percent? Oh my goodness, you guys. Wow. This is 6th grade's lesson today. To have you guys, who can write the equivalent? How do you write 70% as a fraction or as a decimal? If I have 70%, how do you write 70 cents? Does that make sense? There it is. Who just did 0.7? Who's my blue? Can you put that on decimal? And that's going to be equivalent to point. Dr. D, can you believe? Oh, 100%.
Wow. They like the percents. They're loving the percents.
And 0.7, we're going to line up. I'm going to 5/6 as a decimal.
Yes.
I got to figure out what 5. I'm going to work that out. I'm going to write 5/6 as. I like that one. I'm going to work over here on the side.
Great. And we have
20.
Is it time? Somebody said it's 2.
Oh my goodness. That was the fastest class ever. But we got to the last slide and this is our notes. So you're going to get a little, hey, I'm going to quick announcement. I have it ready to go. I'm going to, Monroe Middle School Virtual Academy is going to have an IXL competition with our neighbor middle school, Esco VMS. I want you guys to complete a lot of time in the arena, and let's do a lot of IXL on Wednesday, our asynchronous day. Please, everyone, say thank you to Dr. D, Patricia, and on a positive competition math, Sean. I want you guys, and I have their how much they're doing and how much we're going to do, and we're going to compete with IXL. But I have 4